God. Hallelujah. Stardust. Hello.
Hey. Hello. Long time no see. Hope you're doing well. Well,
I'm doing much better now that I decided to stop being a liar.
What were you a liar about?
I was a liar that I was like a little girl. I'm not.
Okay.
I tricked all y'all. I'm so good at it, bro. I'm so good at it. I'm such a good manipulator. The FBI should hire me. I am so good at it.
Okay, well, I mean, you know, I can't dispute that. I don't know enough about you. I guess my main thing is that I wanted to talk to you. I watched that interaction with you and your dad where he kicked you.
Sure.
Yeah. What happened prior to that made him so upset?
I would say that was the culmination of about a year and a half of this online thing where, I mean, Lav was helpful. She was describing it as splitting, where I sort of do this thing where, like, I idolize him in private and then, like, kind of kick him down in public and act like I'm scared of him when I'm not. And it's very unhealthy and it's extremely frustrating to do to somebody. And he has been patient with me about it, but I think he finally reached his limit. And, you know, I'm glad that it's over because I don't want to do that anymore. I want that out of my life. It's like the ultimate, like, it's like, it was like a kick in the ass, like a literal kick in the ass to me to say, like, get your shit together, figure out what the fuck you're doing. You're worth more than this. You're worth more than pretending you're the victim of somebody who you love. You're worth more than that. You've got more talent. You've got more gifts to share with everybody. Drop this.
Okay, so what I saw, I don't think I saw you. Okay, I haven't watched a whole lot of you, but from what I've seen, you've never come off as like you're portraying yourself to be a victim. When people
Stardust, Liz, I'll let you look at me on this stream. Look at me, acting like such a. I'm so unhappy. You fell for it. You fell for the gag.
Grace, okay, great. Yeah, no problem. So when I have a problem with your father, it's not based on your behavior. It's based on his behavior. And his behavior alone. It's not, there's nothing that you can do that would influence me whether I have a problem with your father's behavior.
Well, what do you mean? Like, what do you have a problem with?
Okay, so for example, when I watched that stream where he kicked you, he wanted you to come from upstairs to downstairs, right?
Yeah.
Okay, why did he want you to come downstairs?
Because he wanted his daughter back. He wanted to offer me, like, okay, just drop this thing. We could be friends. We could be buddies. Just drop this thing where you're, like, acting like you're scared of me. And we could, like, work together. And I feel like, you know, he said he had separation anxiety. He wanted me downstairs. He wanted me to be with him. And he just wanted to say, like, okay, let's just stop the craziness. Let's stop the craziness.
And what was the craziness
and he wanted
prior
food.
To that?
He did want food, and he was also cold. That is also true.
He was cold.
He wanted me to turn the heat up.
He was cold. Is he unable to turn the heat up himself?
No, but I like doing it for him. I will in the future like doing it for him.
What happened when you tried to ask him about the food situation?
I think I said I had to go get food, and he said, like, just come down here and we'll work it out from there.
He got upset with you, didn't he? Okay,
he did.
So he got upset with you there, okay?
Yeah.
After that, you went down...
Because I was acting like a retard.
Okay, you were just asking about food, though.
Yeah, but I was asking a question I knew the answer to, and it pissed him off.
I don't know about that. It seems like a reasonable question to me that you were asking. But that's neither here nor there.
That is because I do not fault you for it. I'm a great manipulator, and I ask what seems to other people to be normal questions when in fact me and him have worked out the food situation, and I know when he says, I'm hungry, can you come downstairs and we'll work something out, that he's not saying to me, can you ask me questions about what food we're gonna get? He's saying, let's do it together. I know that's how he works, but I present it as if it's just a normal question because I'm an abusive I'm a manipulator.
That's such an overreaction to a simple question. Even if you knew the answer, he could have been like, well, you know the answer to that. Just come downstairs. Right? Instead,
sure,
he got upset with you. He got upset with you.
Yeah, he was frustrated. He was right to be frustrated. Do you have any idea how long a year and 14 months to be publicly humiliated in front of other people is? It's crazy.
Sure, okay. Okay, we'll get there.
I'm not faulting you. I'm not faulting you.
Okay.
I'm not faulting you at all for falling for it. I'm a good manipulator, but
sure,
I am a liar.
Look, I just kind of want to handle what happened on that stream specifically, okay? So after you went down there and you said he was cold, right? You went down there and where were you sitting? What were you sitting on?
A bed.
A bed, okay. And he was on the same bed, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's his
All right.
bed.
So then you said that you weren't comfortable being on camera, and then he said that he's
I said
safer.
in general. I said in general I'm not comfortable being on camera. Like,
And
I wasn't saying literally.
Okay, what was his response to that?
I think he said that makes me that's a sign that I'm abusive.
Okay,
I think.
And he said that he feels safer on camera with you than off camera?
Yes.
Why is that?
Because on camera I'm held accountable to what I do, because he can go back and say, like, you did this, this is what you said to me privately, and this is what you did on stream. Like, there's something really off here. And so he feels better when it's on stream, because then he can go back to it, whereas when it's off stream, it's, I can gaslight, I can manipulate, and, he is, he's good at resisting that, but I am very good at manipulating, so.
Okay, so then you are turning towards him when you're talking to him, right? And what happens then when you turn towards him to talk to him?
He said that we had agreed that we would look at the camera instead and look at chat, and I looked at him instead, so he got pissed off again, which is fair.
Okay, so so far he's gotten pissed off at least 3 times at you, right? If not more.
Absolutely.
Okay. And it seems to me,
by all rights, this man should rip me limb from limb for what I've done to him. Like, by all rights, I have absolutely like publicly humiliated him and acted like I'm like his little victim child, and it's disgusting.
Can we have this conversation without you justifying everything? I want to go through this. I want you to see what I'm seeing, and then you can say your explanation for him. Is that okay?
Yeah, but I'm just saying that in order to understand his reactions and what I'm doing, you have to understand the context. You just have to understand it, because by itself, it looks bad. I'll admit, it looks bad. It does look bad.
All right. So 3 times at least so far during that stream, he gets mad at you. Then after him getting mad at you for looking at him when you're talking to him instead of looking at the screen, you say yeah to him, and he gets mad again, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
Why is he mad about you saying yeah?
Because he doesn't want me to be disrespectful to him.
So saying yeah instead of yes is disrespectful.
It can be when you use it a certain way, and I was using it a certain way, and I was being disrespectful, yeah.
Was that disrespectful right now when you said yeah?
No, because you're not my father.
Okay. All right.
But in a normal context, he'd be fine with me saying yeah. But at the time, I was being very disrespectful, so he wanted me to show it just by, using language that was respectful and kind of like calming myself down and, showing respect. And I kept not doing that.
You seem pretty calm to me. You seem pretty calm to me in that.
I was not. I was absolutely not. I'm telling you from my experience, like, if I watch myself, I was like, la, 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 in my head, it was crazy.
Okay. All right. Next thing. Then he says that you've been perpetuating lies about him on the internet through your behavior, not through your words, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
I defend him with my words, but through my behavior, which is more important, really. I show that I at least on stream, I show that I'm afraid of him, that I feel like he's like judging me all the time, that he's basically an abusive person, and that I don't feel free. That's why everybody's been saying, like, save Grace.
Is your father a body language expert?
What do you think?
No, I don't think he is. I honestly don't think body language experts are real, but I guess I want to go back to the
I can kind
part.
of agree with you on that. Yeah, it's kind of common sense.
Everybody has different body language, and it's not going to be universal, and it makes no sense to me why he is claiming that you're perpetuating lies about him when you haven't said those lies. Secondly, I guess maybe you can tell me exactly how.
Do you think that you can't, like, show something through your actions that you don't express through your words?
You can, but with the things that you do on camera, it doesn't seem there's no reason for me to think that you would be perpetuating lies through your actions.
Well, but you would not really know, right? Because you don't know you don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, but you're not
But
spreading a lie.
wouldn't you have to say there's some kind of a cognitive dissonance if with my words I say, like, oh, he's great, and then with my actions I kind of imply that I'm afraid of him, that, like, he shuts me down, that I don't feel equal to him, that he's judgmental, that he's mean. Wouldn't you say that there's some kind of a lie there? Either I do think he's great and I'm acting like this, or I don't think he's great and I'm acting in a way that
I don't think so. So when I look at you and I look at your actions, you seem like you're very loving of your father. When I look at him, I see him doing those things. And that's why I form that opinion. Your actions is not informing my opinion of him.
Well, but you're watching my response to him. For example, if when he kicked me I had laughed, that would inform your response, your attitude, your interpretation of what he did.
It might inform it a little bit, but that your reaction to that was involuntary.
But I was shocked. It didn't hurt, but I was shocked. Yeah.
Okay. Let's go back to the yeah part. Can you explain exactly why to me it's disrespectful for you to say yeah instead of yes to your father?
I would say that generally it's not a big deal, but when we're in this situation where I've been disrespectful, he's trying to say like, okay, just show your respect through saying this, just saying yes, which is more respectful. I mean, you wouldn't say yeah in a courtroom, right? You'd say yes. So like show some respect through your words and we can calm down together and we can go from there.
But he's not, just you guys are not in a courtroom together.
No.
He's not a judge, right?
That wasn't my point. If you were following my point was that yes is more respectful than yeah. And so if he wants me to show respect and I'm saying like, supposedly I want to be respectful, he's saying, here's a way you can show me respect. Just say yes instead of yeah. Don't be so like casual with your language with me, just to show that you want to respect me. And then we can go from there.
Okay. But he asked you to come downstairs and you went downstairs. He asked you to turn away from him and look at the camera and you did that. And he has problem with you saying yeah.
But I also
didn't.
Yes. I also didn't do both of those things. I'll tell you what, Stardust. It's very subtle. It is very subtle. I don't fault you for not being able to see this. It's extremely subtle because I did go downstairs, but he said, "Can you please come down right now?" And I didn't. I waited like 5 minutes, and I asked him questions that I knew the answer to.
5 minutes is fine. 5 minutes is not making him wait for a long time at all, really.
Well, but you don't have a very close relationship. If somebody you were close to said, "Can you please come here right now?" you would go there right now. You wouldn't wait 5 minutes.
You would, yeah.
Unless you had to. Unless you absolutely had to. Unless you absolutely had to. So it's a sign of rebelliousness. And you can say like a woman shouldn't submit to a man or I shouldn't submit to him, but I'm saying I want to listen to you, and so he tells me to do something, and I wait just long enough to do it that it doesn't look super disrespectful, but to him it really hurts him because he's asking me something and I'm not doing it right away.
I agree with you that you submit to people that you love. I have no problem with that. But I think that 5 minutes, anything could have been happening in those 5 minutes. If I would be upset if it were 10 minutes or 15 minutes, but 5 minutes is completely normal to me for somebody to wait. I just don't. But I still don't understand the whole part. But it was on. Yeah
but it was
yes.
on. It was on stream. It was on stream. The 5 minutes were spent asking him questions that I knew the answer to. It's just a sign. It's
to that.
Well, but you have to understand, it's been a year and a half of me acting like this on stream, and he was extremely frustrated with it, which is perfectly understandable. Of course he should be frustrated.
But what acting like this? What does acting like this mean?
Being cold to him and not listening to him on stream and acting like I'm afraid of him, and then off stream being super clingy and idolizing him, and like, either way, I'm not saying one is right. They're both kind of disrespectful of him as a person. It's just like not giving him the space that he deserves as like just a fellow human being. Just say like, you're not God and you're also not evil.
But he has 14 months of that. He has a problem with you saying yeah versus yes, but he doesn't want you to idolize him.
Yeah, he wants me, if I'm acting crazy and rebellious, he wants me to show some basic respect through language. And normally he wouldn't ask that. It would just be like, he doesn't enjoy doing that. He wants me to just be able to communicate with him like a normal person. But when I'm super out there, which I know I was mentally, I was like super, I don't know what you call it, dissociating or like just spiraling mentally. It's a way to bring me back to say like, you can show that you love me. I know you love me. Just show that you love me by doing this, and then we can go from there. I think it's actually a generous thing to offer.
Here's the thing, Grace. All of these problems that he has with you are directly in conflict with each other, right? He wants you to be respectful of him, but don't treat him like a god. He wants you to come downstairs.
That's not in conflict with each other. Those things are in conflict with each other.
Let me finish. Let me finish what I'm saying, right? He wants you to respect him like a father, right? But he's upset that you didn't come down immediately and that you asked a question that he thinks that you should know the answer to. He wants you to come down immediately, but he can't wait for 5 minutes. He's a grown man, right?
Okay, so first of all, you said that his requests of me, or what he expects from me, is conflictual. Number one, asking somebody to respect you, like wanting respect from another human being, I wouldn't say, like, I said yes when you said, like, as a father. Of course, he does want respect in the sense that he is my father, and you should give a certain amount of respect to a father.
Mm-hmm.
But also, he mostly wants me to just, because we're both adults, like, not so much the daddy-daughter thing, and more so just, like, two adults who respect each other. But that's not conflictual with saying, like, don't idolize me, don't turn me into God and then be upset when I'm not God. That's not conflictual.
Okay, fine. Okay, so let me just count this for you. We have him being mad that you waited 5 minutes. We have him being mad that you didn't want to be. You said you made a comment about not wanting to be on camera. We have him mad about you turning your head towards him instead of turning towards the screen. We have him mad at you because you said yeah instead of yes. And we have him mad at you so far for perpetuating lies on the internet through your behavior. That's 5 things so far in this conversation. Okay, I'm not finished with this. I'm not finished with this list. Okay, so
Absolutely.
he asks you if it's time to correct the lies, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what happens when you say yes, it's time to correct the lies?
I don't remember it word for word. I don't know what happened after.
He gets mad at you for not saying it loud enough.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that's true. I with him in multiple subtle ways. I'm sure I did say it. I do remember I mumbled. Yeah.
This seems like nitpicking to me at this point, but okay. Then after that,
It can seem like nitpicking, but if somebody's with you in very subtle ways, you have to nitpick. You have to point it out, like you're doing this.
okay, he'd been brutalized.
Stardust,
by...
let me ask you a question. Okay, I'll let you keep going, but let me ask
Yeah.
you a question. Have you ever seen me interact with my dad the way I'm interacting with you right now?
Occasionally, maybe,
But not very much, right?
like not a whole
I'm
lot.
not trying to trap you in anything. Okay, so what I'm saying is I'm treating you with the level of respect that, I mean, it's like, obviously we have less intimacy because you're not my
Yeah.
mother or, like, we're not related. But I'm treating you with a level of respect where I'm saying, like, I'll push back on you, but I'll also let you talk. I'm
Yeah.
not afraid of you, and I'm also not, like, idolizing you. Okay,
Yeah.
so what he wants is basically the amount of respect that I'm showing you. He would be glad for that. You yourself say you haven't seen me interact with him the way I interact with you, which is my point. My point is that is what he wants, and you personally have not seen me give the same level of respect I give to you to him. Respect doesn't mean worshiping, it just means giving another person space
No, I know
as
that.
an adult.
I understand that. But I think that's kind of like, I think that's kind of getting away from my point here, right? So he says that he's been brutalized.
But
by
I'm just making a like an overall point.
Sure.
Like, you can understand that, right? So, like,
I can
if we
understand,
were
yeah.
partners and I treated you the way I treat my dad instead of the way I'm treating you now, you might get frustrated over time and say, like, why do you keep doing this to me?
I don't think I would nitpick you over saying yeah instead of yes. I don't think I would nitpick you over not saying something loud enough when I could clearly hear you. But the next part.
But if I did that repeatedly over time, you would at a certain point.
I would maybe ask, to you to speak louder. But, I don't know about that because it seemed like such a subtle thing, such a minor thing to get upset about. But next part in this conversation is he claims he's been brutalized by a combination of your mother, his mother, and you, right? Okay. And then he says that you're acting like a victim and that you sound like you're reciting a rehearsed speech, right? He gets mad at you for that. How can you control that you sound like you are speaking a rehearsed speech? In what way can you control that?
Because if it was natural and I really meant it, I would just say it in a non-rehearsed sounding way. I'm purposefully, like, it's hard to define. I'm not purposefully in the sense that I'm literally consciously choosing to do this, but I have an attitude towards him where I want to make him look bad because I want to distance myself from him. And so what I do is sort of, there is a way where you can, sound like you're rehearsing something that he told me to say, and I could also say it in a totally different way that would portray a different emotion. Let me explain something. I just want to explain something to you, though. They are real emotions. Like, I really do get locked up, and I really do, like, have a problem communicating. But the reason why is not because I'm afraid of him. It's because he's calling out the fact that I'm acting totally different on stream than how I act off stream. And that's confusing for the viewers because, of course, they don't know how I act off stream. So he's calling me out of that. I feel embarrassed and ashamed. That's why I lock up. But I don't want to admit that I'm embarrassed. So I make him look bad instead by acting afraid of him. Now, does this all happen on a sort of subconscious level and it's really difficult to work out? Yes, but it's also like, it just was very helpful when Lav just said, like, it's this splitting thing. It's just treating somebody differently one way or the other, idolizing or like trashing them, and it's wrong to do to somebody.
It very well could be the case. You know, let's say, yeah, maybe you do treat him completely different stream, right? It could very well be the case that you are manipulative or whatever, right? That doesn't change that what we see on stream and what we are informed by are the ways that Ben talks to you and the way that he treats you. That is what I'm blaming, not blaming. That is what I'm informing my opinion off of, right? So just to continue this conversation about the conversation you had, he says that he says that he's been brutalized by 3 women in his life. He says that you're acting like a victim and you sound like you have a rehearsed speech. And then he asks you how you feel, and you say it embarrasses you, right?
Yeah.
And he says you being embarrassed is you wanting to be viewed as a victim.
Yeah, I would say that's true.
How?
I don't take accountability. I want people to feel bad for me. I don't take accountability.
Okay.
I mean, it's natural to feel embarrassed, but you know, like, you know, when somebody's calling you out and you know you're wrong, to act like you're a baby, to act like you're like a victim of that, instead of like taking accountability and saying like, yeah, you know, I f***ed up, I need to fix that. That is like not fair to do to somebody.
So then he says that he says verbatim, you should be effing ashamed of yourself. And then he gets upset with you for making him have to clarify. What did he need to clarify?
I think that he said, do you understand what I'm saying? I don't remember exactly what he said, but he said, I forget the exact wording. He said something, I knew what he meant, but I went on a tangent about it, and then he said, did you really need me to clarify that? And I said no, and he got upset about that too. That's correct.
Okay,
Something
that
like
seems like, again, a really minor thing for him to nitpick on. And then he, towards the end of this conversation, he sees you getting teary, right? And what does he do to that? He gets mad at you for getting teary, right? He starts making fun of you. And then you hold back your tears, and then he makes fun of you for that as well, right?
Yes. Well, I mean, I don't know about making fun, but basically.
Yeah, he mocks you for it. In that situation, what could you have done that would have made him satisfied?
I'll be honest, in that particular situation, well, I think what I could have done is I could have said, all right, I'm going to stop all this stuff. I don't know, like, it's hard going back and saying, could I have done something different? But ideally, I think what I would have said was, look, Dad, you're right. I treat you way different off stream than I do on stream, and I just feel embarrassed because you're calling me out on it. I'm not a victim of you. We can have a conversation about this. I'll admit that I do treat you way different off stream, and that you're just getting frustrated because I've been doing this to you for a year, like, what, 14 months you've been on the internet? So that's a little bit.
What I'm asking is, you getting teary, that's involuntary, right?
I could control it if I wanted to.
But in that moment,
look, I'm crying because I'm in
that moment. Was it voluntary or involuntary?
It's kind of in between, to be honest.
Okay, so then,
if I really wanted to not cry, I would have not cried. But the reason I wanted to cry, like, it's okay to say, yeah, I wanted to cry. I felt bad for myself because I felt humiliated, which I was because he was calling out something that I do, you know, that I've been lying about to my audience. So it's fine.
Well, we'll get there. We'll get there. But okay, I understand that you wanted to cry. Does that make it voluntary though? Like you felt like you wanted to cry because you were feeling humiliated, right? You getting teary-eyed, that seems involuntary. That's an involuntary, like, physical response to how you're feeling, right?
I guess most of the time, yeah. You can use tears to manipulate, but yeah.
But in that moment, was it? In that moment, was it?
I don't know. I would say it's somewhere in between.
Okay, and then you hold back your tears, and he says that's even better for you, that he's mad at you.
Yeah.
What I see in that moment is that you cannot win in that moment. If you get teary, he gets mad at you. If you hold back your tears, he gets mad at you. He would have been mad at you if you hadn't been teary at all. There's nothing in that conversation. No, I don't think that's true. He got mad at you for... He wanted me to be honest. He wanted me to be honest, and I was lying. Getting teary has nothing to do with you being honest.
Well, it's an expression of an emotion I was feeling, but I made it look like I was feeling...
You can be honest while still having tears. You can be honest while still having tears, right?
Yeah, and I should have been honest. The tears were from embarrassment at him calling me out, and not from him being mean to me, which is what I made it look like.
That's how can you make that look different? How would you make that look different? There's no way to make that look
You wouldn't
different.
make it look different. You would just explain what it is, why the reason that I want to cry.
I think you're holding yourself to standards that no human being could ever fulfill. So let me just go through this one more time with you really quick, okay? He got mad at you for being upstairs and not coming down quick enough. He got mad at you for saying that you didn't want to be on camera. He got mad at you for turning and looking towards him when you were talking to him.
Okay, but that's not quite true. He didn't
Okay.
get mad at me. He said that's an example of what, like, the problem here. That's not quite the same as getting mad at somebody. You get what I'm saying? That's not the same thing.
He got irritated at you, at the very least. He got irritated. He got mad at you for turning and looking at him when he was speaking to you versus looking at the screen. He said he wanted you to look at the screen. He got upset with you for saying yeah instead of yes, saying it was disrespectful. He got mad at you for saying, but he got mad at you for perpetuating lies about him on the internet through your behavior. He got mad at you for not saying it's time to correct the lies loud enough. He got mad claiming that he's been brutalized by all three women in his life. There's no common denominator there. It couldn't possibly be him. He gets mad at you for acting like a victim. He gets mad at you
I don't know
for
if he got mad about
like,
that. That was just something he said. But
He got mad at you for sounding like you had a rehearsed speech. He gets mad at you for making him clarify. That's 10 so far. 11. He gets mad at you for getting teary. That's 12. He gets mad at you for holding back your tears. That's 13. It's insane. That's an insane conversation.
I don't believe that the number of times you get mad at somebody indicates that you're in the wrong. It depends what you get mad at them about and why. You could get mad at somebody 100,000 times in a conversation. If your anger is justified because they're doing something wrong, they may not mean to do it, but if your anger is justified, it doesn't matter how many times you get angry.
Okay. Sure, that's fine. I understand that. But what I saw in that conversation is that he would ask you something or he would say something, and you could not have a single reply or a single answer. You could not make a single reply or answer to him without him having a problem with it. That's what I saw.
That's not true. I could have been honest. I was lying to cover up the fact that I was embarrassed that he was calling me out. And if I had been honest, maybe it wasn't possible in that moment for me to be honest because of the psychology or whatever. It's hard to say if you go back, what could you have done? But in that moment, I could have been honest.
Okay. That's fine if you believe that, but I just want to point out to you that stream, you were embarrassed, rightfully so, because he was trying to humiliate you on that stream. Even if he was trying to get you to say the truth, as you say, he was trying to also humiliate you on stream. Now that your father has been put behind bars, what do you do to make yourself feel better? You humiliate yourself on stream. You start writing on yourself, you call yourself a liar, you write that you're a slut, you then erase the slut and you replace it with future good girl. So you have learned from your father.
I don't find that humiliating.
You say that. But
no, I don't find it humiliating. If I was like spreading my legs and showing my pussy to everybody, that would be humiliating, but writing on myself is not humiliating.
Calling yourself a slut, writing slut on your forehead?
I mean it in the sense that like I'm a slut, like I would rather suck and be connected to a man than I'd rather be a slut than be alone. That's what I mean. So like the good kind of slut.
Why are you pinning comments about curry while I'm on the stream with you?
I put up some chats.
Also, what is this fixation on blowjobs that you have?
I think I have an oral fixation.
Why?
I'm just saying like, okay, you could say a guy, but I'm just saying like in a way, okay, and I don't mean to get too gross, but like I think like sucking is sort of like a way of like really affirming masculinity and saying like I really love you and your like, you know, your most tender parts in a way. So it's kind of like it's a good metaphor.
Okay. I guess what I would ask next is what was this whole conversation you had with your dad? You were embarrassed to talk about something. What were you embarrassed and refusing to talk about with your dad?
I don't think I wasn't like, I think you're referencing something that I said I did 2 days ago, which was like I broke his trust in like it's a private way, but like it was like a really, really, really bad thing to do, and I really f***ed up.
Okay. Is it so up that you deserve a conversation where you can't have a single answer to him without him having a problem with you, getting mad at you, and nitpicking you?
I think you're assuming that there was no way for me to, like, make him proud, and I could have made him proud by being honest. And I own that, and...
I don't think so. Again, even towards the end, right?
Do you think I'm making... Okay, let me ask you a question. Do you think I'm making him proud tonight?
In
his jail cell, if he could get a snapshot of me doing this stream, do you think he'd be proud?
He might be. He might be because you're writing on yourself and he's, kind of sick in the head. But
it's called content, Stardust.
No,
writing on yourself is not a big deal. What is wrong with women call themselves women. First of all, calling yourself a slut is not a big deal. Being a slut is more of a big deal. Literally, almost every female online is a slut. I'm not saying I'm not literally hoeing myself out. I'm just saying I like to call myself a slut because there's positive elements to being a slut. What are you talking about?
Okay,
this fucking, like, I was rewatching let me just say this. I was rewatching the Destiny thing, and people were saying, like, that the whole Hormaxer licking panties thing was a big deal. Bro! Half of these people are having, like, outside of marriage, with dudes, with girls. They're, like, they know girls who do OnlyFans, like, on the regular, and they're saying, like, licking a band of panties. This is just moral outrage. It doesn't make any sense, Stardust.
Okay, my question to you then would be, what is the difference between a woman who has an OnlyFans and posts pictures of herself on OnlyFans for other people's pleasure, and a woman who has a stream who writes on her own body and calls herself things slut and liar for other people's pleasure? What's the difference?
Well, I would say on the one hand, one is
you're
like
degrading yourself.
Art.
You're degrading yourself for their enjoyment. You are, yeah.
No, I don't think if you saw a performance artist in a museum writing slut on her face, you'd say she's degrading herself. You're just using this for me because you had some kind of weird category for me, but...
You're not a performance artist.
What do you think I'm doing right now, Stardust?
I'm giving a performance. I'm sorry, Grace, I know this as a streamer, you cannot lie about who you fundamentally are for 6 hours straight.
No, I'm not saying I'm lying. I'm saying I'm performing.
You're not.
You don't think when I say to laugh, like, hey, yo, mama was good, you don't think I'm performing? I'm giving a show. If I wasn't on camera, I wouldn't be performing. Anything I do where I know I'm on camera, I'm performing, and so are you. You're performing.
Claim.
That doesn't mean lying.
It can be performative, but usually, even if it's performative, it's an inflation of the way that you see yourself, or it's an inflation of the way that you treat yourself, right? Did I freeze or did she freeze?
I think I froze. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
I agree it's an inflation of the way you see yourself. You can't just lie and create a totally... Even when actors take parts, they're basically themselves in that part. You can't, like, lie about who you are. I agree with you. It's leaning into it. It's playing up certain aspects. It's a performative expression of yourself. I agree. Nicolas Cage for $4.99 says, Stardust woke moralizer. Thank you, Nicolas Cage, for the $5. But, I mean, we agree. We don't have a problem about the performance art thing.
I don't think there's a huge difference between you humiliating yourself on stream for people's joy, between that and an OnlyFans girl also degrading herself on camera for other people's joy. Well, then you're retarded.
Writing something on yourself in Sharpie marker is way different than showing your pussy to people on camera. You're calling yourself a whore.
You're saying that your dad was justified.
Calling myself a whore is not close to spreading my legs on OnlyFans. It's not close, wait a minute. Stardust.
Wait, pause.
Can we agree on this? It's not close.
I will explain to you why it's similar. You are okay with your father humiliating you on stream, and you say he's justified in humiliating you on stream multiple times. That last stream that I'm talking about, that's not even the first time that that's happened. You have let your father humiliate you on stream for content multiple times.
Yes, okay. Performative humiliation to get to a better place.
It's not performative humiliation. I think that's okay. Truly humiliation. You were truly humiliated. You were truly humiliated.
Yes, but I was also on camera.
You were on camera. That doesn't make it not real.
Look, there's different types of humiliation. Sometimes somebody needs a kick in the ass. You can be humiliated in the army and somebody can say, get your ass together. You're fat. You're out of shape. Get in the barracks or whatever and clean the latrine, and you're humiliated. You can't just say, like, oh, that's the same thing as if that person went on OnlyFans and jerked off on camera. That's not the same thing.
No,
there's different types of humiliation.
If anything, encouraging or justifying your dad humiliating you on stream multiple times over years encouraging or justifying your dad encouraging others to humiliate you on stream over years, these are things that I actually view as more degrading than somebody on OnlyFans in control of their own life doing content in the form of pictures.
Well, then you're retarded.
Okay, that's fine, but
if you saw a picture of you see a picture of me with this, and you see a picture of my pussy, and you say they're the same thing, you're retarded. I don't know what to tell you.
It's not the same thing. When you.
It's not even close. It's not even close.
It's not the same thing. When you justify people humiliating you and degrading you on stream, yes, it's worse. It's worse to me. And look,
how being corrected publicly is and being humiliated from that? Humiliation is not always wrong. Do you think? Wait. Let me ask you a question.
You're right. Humiliation is not always wrong. But when your dad makes a habit of turning it into content and humiliating multiple people, especially you, for content, yes, it's wrong.
But not if I agree to it. Not if I say I need a kick in the ass. Sometimes I need a strong kick in the ass. I need to be humiliated so that I get my shit together. There's nothing wrong with that. There'd be nothing wrong if I went to boot camp and I got my ass kicked by the guy in charge, whatever, the lieutenant or whatever, and I made it into content and I streamed it. There's nothing wrong with that.
Okay, look,
I think what you're picking up on is the fact that I've acted like I don't want him to do this on stream, which I have acted like. There's nothing wrong with you.
How can you change the way that you? How can you change the way that you act? How could you?
I could say goddamn right. I've got evil in me. I've got Satan. He's whispering things to me. You're right. I can be assertive and dominant and respectful the way I'm being with you, instead of doing this weird thing where I turn him into this psycho daddy Satan devil angel thing. Okay, it's understandable that I did it. It's understandable people fell for it and they thought he's manipulating her to feel like this about him. He's not. It's a bad pattern I got from my mom. I'm sorry. Dono, I have to read the donos. $5 from Nicolas Cage. Lose weight before you criticize anyone again, Stardust.
Thanks, person with whatever. I think there was one last thing. Let me see. Okay. Oh, look, I think that's all I can say. I just want to say, I know it sounds like I'm being hard on you. I truly just want, I want both of you guys to move on and move on to better. And move on to better for yourselves and have some self-dignity, some self-respect. And it makes me sad.
I believe you. I'm all about it. I believe you. I believe you.
It makes me sad. It makes me sad to see somebody who is so talented at entertaining people doing this to themselves and justifying other people doing this to them.
I agree. No more. The self-worth that I have to say the best I can do is acting like a little manipulated baby is trash. I have way more to offer people. I'm super good looking. I'm super talented. I'm quick. I'm witty. I'm smart. I love life. I have way more to offer. I'm so sick of putting my self-worth so low that that's the only entertainment I can provide is kind of acting like a victim of this guy in my life. And just one thing. Everybody who told me well, if you're such a victim, you should leave him. They were right. They were right. If I actually really thought that if I actually was really doing that and I really felt like I was a victim of him, I should have left. So those people were right.
People stay in abusive relationships for decades. They stay in abusive relationships their entire lives. They'll die in those abusive relationships. So that I don't understand your reasoning there. But
that's true, but if that happens, then they're letting themselves do it. I don't really feel bad for them.
Okay. I just want to say, if you need anything, if you want to have a conversation again, let me know. I appreciate you talking with me, and I do wish you the best, and I would just encourage in the future, if you can take away anything from this conversation, just think about all those interactions with your dad leading up until that moment. And think about whether there would be any feasible way for you to actually make him satisfied in those interactions. Okay? Think to yourself, self-reflect, okay? Thank you for having me on.
Wait, can I ask you something really quick before you go?
Yeah, what's up?
Okay, so just really quick. I wrote I heart and I drew penis on myself earlier. Do you love penis?
It depends on the
men
penis.
And their penises?
It depends on the penis.
But in general, do you love men and their penises?
Honestly, I think penises look really unaesthetic. They're not good looking at all.
No, but do you love men and what they have to offer?
I love men. I don't like their penises. I think they look ugly. So, yeah.
Boo! Man-hater, get her off the stage!
Okay, yeah, I'm totally a man-hater. That's totally what this is. Okay, fuck, where's my camera? Here I am. Okay, just 1 second. If you guys like the content, please consider subscribing, super chatting, becoming a member. I hope you are happy with my performance there. Star, my girlfriend is threatening to leave me for you. These people don't know anything, Lamau. What, Chase? Star, you're beautiful. Don't listen to that idiot. No problem. I appreciate it. You did great, Star. I think you did great. Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate it. I stayed with an abusive narcissist for 15 years. So sad. Last second own, Grace won the whole conversation. Yeah, totally. That's totally how that works. It's totally how it works. Abaddon, thank you so much for becoming a supporter. Only so much you can do for someone like her. Good job, Star. Thank you. Anelis, thank you. Power to you for dealing with the crazy for that long. Thank you. Laura Shark says, you did great. It's just a shame her brain can't comprehend what you were trying to say. It's okay. Hopefully she will walk away from that conversation and she'll like do some inner reflection and, you know, other stuff. So, yeah. Just got back, but it seems like there was a debate. A little bit. Kind of. Not really a debate so much as a conversation. Grace just told a lot of lies for someone that says she shouldn't lie. Boo, man-hater. So true. So true. She probably won't reflect, yeah. If it just allows her to look at one interaction with her dad, it could help a lot, yeah. It's sad. It's really sad because all I could see in that interaction was her... There's nothing that she could do in that interaction to make her father happy. There really wasn't. How old is she? He's had her alone since she was 15. And then they had her brother. They teamed up against him. So he probably didn't get much to her. Yeah, it's very sad. When you're lying for your and then you believe the lies. Good night, Glitterbell. Thank you for hanging out. You won't get through to her unless her audience is gone, by the way. Yeah, it's really sad. Yeah, I think her audience is filled with a bunch of fetishists who, like, get off to seeing her getting by her dad. Neela says, she may or may not come around. My sister was in an abusive relationship that took about 12 years to get her out of. That's so sad. Grace kicked you, called the cops on her, $2. Very funny. People toss around cope, but this is textbook victim defense, yeah. What did Ben go to jail for? I'm a little behind Stardust. He went to jail for kicking Grace. I covered it earlier in this, but it's super f***ed up. Like, you can see her, like, very much impacted heavily when he kicks her. Did I learn Star thinks wieners are ugly? Here's the real secret, okay? All wieners are ugly to all women until they fall in love with you, okay? I think she might be more receptive to a man telling her this, sadly. Yeah, maybe. She does have mother issues, right? Grace has been groomed. She's not going to look at people saying Ben bad and be like, you know what? You're right. My bad. I'll hate him now. The focus should be on why he was arrested, in my opinion. Fuck, I forgot to ask her what about him kicking her was a bit. I forgot to ask her that. Because that was one of her things that she kept saying too, is it was a bit, it was a bit. There is nothing about that was a bit. They're ugly to men too, don't worry. I'm Mexican, so half my family is in abusive relationships. That's the way it is in Mexico. It's sad, yeah. Tense. Ben kicked Grace like an old person kicks a cat after it scratches them. Yeah, I don't know. It's very sad. It's very sad. But yeah, I did want to ask her about that. Fuck, I can't believe I forgot to ask her what exactly made that a bit. Because, yeah, she was just... But, you know what? I was satisfied with the rest of the conversation. Thank you for... Thank you for letting me know, Trigger Man. Stardust, you got to cover Brianna Whale liking trans trad wife memes on Twitter next stream. Sounds good. It was definitely a bit depressing. I don't know about a bit, though. Yeah. There's a lot of curry talk. Easy to get distracted. Yeah, while I was on stream with her, apparently she was pinning, like, comments in her chat that were about curry or whatever. So, but yeah, chat, if you like the content, please consider subscribing, super chatting, becoming a member. This is how I make my income. So any and all subs and super chats are greatly appreciated. I gotta get rid of this HelloFresh thing. Okay, let me delete that. But yeah, any and all super chats are greatly appreciated. I think it would be great. I reinvest my money back into my stream so I can bring you guys good content, okay? Focus on their own community that they cultivated. Why would they react in that way? Why would the entire chat be saying call the cops? Have her stew in that. That's a good point as well, Tribe. Maybe I can think about that for next time I talk to her. Wow, so creative and edgy. Indian curry is the best curry. This child is brought to you by HelloFresh. My goodness. Would Ben do that bit on another person? No, he would do it on his daughter because he knows he can get away with it. Okay, let's see if she's coping. I bet she's coping on stream right now. Let's see.
In chat right now, that's crazy. That's crazy, dog. Oh my god. 430 Zebras.
It's crazy.
This is God's will, zebra boy. Somebody in the back chat just said, I agree, brother. I agree. All right, you know what? Maybe we'll end on the stream on a high note with my main nigga, Spicoli. Spicoli was popping.
8K and they're at 4K.
They look really unaesthetic. I think they look ugly.
Back, honesty, get any dick in that fupa yours, bitch! Yo, shout out Steven.
Mythic Daedra, thank you for the subscribe in Twitch. Very much appreciated. Very much appreciated. Okay. According to her brother, it's very real. It is real. Yeah, and I'll show you guys a clip. I just want to see what she says after I left. Is the thing real or not? It's very real. It's real. I'll show you.
$4.99. Thank you for the super chat. Honesty stonks. Bitch, how would you feel? How would you feel if some guy said, I like women, but I don't like their vaginas? Bitch, are you gay? I don't even know what to tell you. Like, that's like, I like women, but I don't like their vaginas. I would call that guy gay, for sure. So I don't know what that makes you, because I don't believe lesbians exist, but like...
She's definitely a fed, I thought about. Who?
You got something really wrong there. They're cute and funny. They're hilarious. Have you ever seen...
They're cute and funny when you love the person. Otherwise, if it's somebody I don't know, I don't want to see it.
It's ridiculous. It's cute, like, it's hilarious. God, I don't like men's penises. How would you feel if somebody said that about women?
It would be understandable, honestly.
Lesbian. Oh man.
I have to admit, I don't like women's penises either.
You gotta feel it. You gotta say like, nah, I love cock. That's not a big deal to say.
You missed an opportunity, Star? How? She loves cock, but she loves her dad's cock. That's the thing.
Amazing. Play JLP clips. Yo, what's up, Scott? What do you want to say?
Hey, I got a screenshot of you next to whatever podcast with the Crucible on it. They had 4K and you had 3,800.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was up on
Dude,
YouTube.
that's awesome.
It came up on my TV. I was...
Star, why don't you call into Grace's Inquisition by stream? Wait, 2024, I just did. I was just on her stream. Were you not here for it? I thought you were here for it. No? You did not just say that. Look, you want the clip? Here's Grace Thorp's brother talking about it.
Tell you the truth about them? Grace gives my father oral and it's disgusting. That's what happens. Tell you the truth about them? Grace gives...
Yeah. So this is not... He's not the only one in the family who said this.
Post it on Twitter. Do you have Discord or Instagram or anything? Twitter?
I'll try and do it. Twitter, I could probably do it too.
Yeah, my
do
Twitter
you have email? Do you have email at all?
Yeah, I'll put it in the private chat. Oh, I'm sorry, it's gmail.com.
She did admit to having an oral fixation. That is true. She gives her father lip service in more ways than one. Jesus, dude. Consensual dad sucking, yeah. Rhode Island is a hellscape. And that kid isn't saying it for clout. No, he's not. He's her stepdad, right? No, he is not her stepdad. He is her biological father. He is her biological father.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it. All right, Snafu, give it to me quick and hard, fast, dirty.
Wait, put your screen back up. Put your screen back up. I want to talk to you about some zebra optics. Grace, your little daddy, pogo daddy. No, seriously, this is real talk, hon. I know you're going through a humiliation ritual right now. I already know what time it is. I want to know why you put the zebras up. Is it because you're graph daddy because you know y'all hang in networks together? Okay, you're smiling right now. I see you as a victim going.
No, he is not. Stop. He is not her stepdad. He is not her stepdad. He is her biological father. He is not her stepdad. He had 5 biological children with his wife, Grace being the oldest one. He is her biological daughter. And it wouldn't be better if it were her stepdad either. Let's not forget her mother became the around the same time she started suspecting he was abusing her. He is her biological dad, and he took her away from the mother and the rest of the family to groom her. It's actually demented. He is not her stepdad. Take that out of your head, because that is false. It is false. He is her biological father. Does he have any other daughters? I think he does. If you are in a parental role, any contact is inappropriate. Yeah. Yeah, I'm guessing her mother's was largely, how about don't f our teenage daughter? This is classic tactics, turning the victim against the rest of the family and singling them out. I gotta get some dinner and get to bed. Good night. Love you, Star. Love you, chat. We love you too, lightly salted nuts. Wait, there are people who think Grace's dad isn't completely insane. There are people who definitely are taking joy from her abusing herself. The other daughter is 14 now, I think, or 15. She better watch out, because when she hits 16, that is the right age for Ben Thorp. So, remembering if he was her stepdad or not doesn't mean the is more understandable. Like, what the LOL stars. No, I get that. I'm just saying he's not her stepdad. He's not her stepdad. W Stardust. Damn. But yeah, Grace better watch out for her younger sister. As soon as her younger sister turns 16, you know, Ben seems to like to start grooming them then, right? This is the woman that sleeps with her father, right? Yes. Star, haven't you been on the hub? You gotta put step in the title. It's not step. The time he argued them having Lex would be legal anyways, he accidentally revealed she was a year under the legal age, 15. Oh shit, I didn't realize that. Hey, do you have a link to that where he was arguing about that? Are you in the Discord? Or if you're on Twitter or any of these other platforms, if you have a link to that, dude, I would kill to see that. He will kick Grace to the curb if he can get to her sister. However, he can't go on the property where they live. Star, you need to put step in the title to get the views. Total streamer chaos. The Thorps are a group of actors performing a social experiment. I refuse to believe otherwise. No, I saw it on your stream last year. Oh, really? Ah, I must have forgotten about it, Kay. I'll look it up then. I'll look for it. There's no point it would be legal anyways. It's statutory. They're too crazy even for Twitch poll. Yeah. Darius tried to sleep with her, but then hooked up with her brother. I don't think he hooked up with her brother, but yeah, he became friends with her brother. Anyways, let's resume. Let's watch the rest of her stream.
Through a humiliation ritual. I see your daddy and these pedos and pogos we've been calling out, making you put some optics on your screen. Interesting zebra optics. Interesting humiliation ritual going on with you. No, you laugh on, like, your daddy knows I'm watching his bitch ass right now. And so
what are you talking about zebra optics? What the fuck does that mean?
Pull up your screen. Pull up what's your screensaver? Let's take a look at it.
The background, dude.
But the ritual, but your ritual,
dude,
the ritual,
what the?
Your humiliation ritual. What the? We know why.
Dude, optics
we know
are
exactly
so fucking
why.
high right now.
You need to get yourself out of the situation of the and the satanic. Your family's been involved. You are a victim, Grace. You're in a ritual, a humiliation ritual right now. Don't act like you're surprised about the zebras on your screen. Okay? Don't act surprised. Okay, Pogo pedos are activated, privately owned, government operated. Your daddy and pedo graph and flow state and all these Pogo are probably fucking creaming off because they're watching you with a humiliation ritual.
Dude, does that mean what happens?
Right?
Dude,
public record to jails.
What
public
happens
records,
because
right,
what do the zebras mean?
You tell me. We know what they mean.
Dude,
I'm doing a video on this right now. I know your daddy and you, the zebras, are a message to the crew and the truth, yo. We know exactly what you guys are doing, and I feel bad for you because you're in a ritual. But see, when these people are involved in these networks, unfortunately, people like Grace become part of that. And I don't think you understand how
these. Wait, hang on a second. These people.
You already know.
These people. These people. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah. See.
After we finish watching Grace, we'll go on to catching up on the Minecraft YouTube drama, okay?
Wait, who put you up? Your dad? Monograph? Which one? Who? Tell me.
I don't know what the zebras mean, guys. I know that zebra used to be like a term for like mixed race people, but Scale says, I hate all this so much. Grace needs to distance herself from her dad. Like, it's insane she defends her dad, especially when she's been. Yeah, it's so sad. Very sad.
Tell me. Who put you up to this? Or was it just came to your mind? Because there are technologies being used more than most understand.
It's hitting me real quick right now.
This woman, you guys, she's deeper than most understand. Her daddy, her little and remember, Jack Talcott supports this, ladies and gentlemen, piece of shit caught.
All right, well, thank you, Snafu. I appreciate it. Nasty work, King. I'm gonna let you go. All right, well, I don't even want to end stream because I got 429 in chat right now. That's crazy. That's crazy, dog. Oh my god. 430.
I searched on Google and your stream came up. Jeez, dude.
This is God's will, zebra boy. Somebody in the back chat just said, I agree, brother. I agree. All right, you know what? Maybe we'll end the stream on a high note with my main nigga, Spicoli. Spicoli was popping.
Hey, Grace.
I missed you, buddy.
I missed you too. What is going on as far as what happened with your dad? Was he arrested? What happened? I don't know what the story. Can you just tell me real briefly what went on down?
He was arrested for kicking me on a live stream, and the court date is the 15th. Yo, Nicolas Cage, thank you for the $5. Hang on, Spicoli. Didn't know zebras were a Jewish schizo symbol. Me neither, but if you think about it, what did I get? Wait, hang on. What did I get this background from? Wes Anderson, Royal Tenenbaums. Tenenbaum. Bomb made by Chinese people who worked with the Chinese. Think about it. Actually, if you think about it right now. Spins facts. All right, go ahead, Spicoli.
Well, Tannenbaum is a Jewish name. Bomb. Jewish.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, so you're back at home now, right? So who called the cops on your dad?
I don't know. It was an anonymous tip. I have my suspicions that it was my mother, but...
Okay, so do you have the money to bail him out, or what's going to happen to him in there?
I kind of, like, I could scrape up the cash, but I don't think that he would want me to spend that, because he thinks he's, like unfairly locked up, so he doesn't want me giving them money. That's what he told me before. He was like, if this ever happens again, like, don't bail me out. So I'm going to try to, I don't know, get in contact with him some way and see what's going on with that, but apart from that...
Okay, but Grace, what about...
Spicoli called the cops, for sure.
Yeah, right. Now, what about, like, out here in California, we have, like, this no bail arrest where you can literally do a violent crime and they'll let you out without any bail. You can steal shit, get no bail. How come your dad doesn't have... Why don't they let him out with no bail? He didn't really do much.
I think because he has a restraining order, probably. That's against him from somebody. Probably it's like, it makes it look bad or something.
Okay, so you think Courtney did that maybe to try to...
I don't know. I just know that I texted her, like, Dad's in jail, and she's like, I'm glad there were consequences. And I was like, you know.
Okay, so maybe what we should do is, guys, listen up. I know Grace, I've known her a while, obviously. Bless you, Grace. Grace is too proud to start a GoFundMe or to ask you folks for super chats. But me, on behalf of Grace and Ben, we don't want to see, it'd be nice if you guys super chatted her, get the likes up, the subs up, and really, you know, try to send at least $5, cash out for $5, $10, and you know, Grace, yeah, seriously, this is serious. It's gonna, anything would help. Look how much we've got, 300 almost 400 people in here.
Spicoli, can you believe it? We've got, do you know how many I had? I had 3,800 at a certain point.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding. I think the Lord botted the stream or something, but I did have 3,800. But I've been at 500 for a while.
Wow. Remember when, like last June when you were out in California and we were at the Hotel with Darius, and I think you got like 300 people back then and we thought it was a lot.
Yeah, that was the most ever. I was literally going to say, I was going to tell them that was the most ever when he slapped me and you were there. You were holding the camera, actually. That was the most we ever had.
Yeah, that was, okay. So see, all these, you know, you're doing a great job. I've always had faith in you. What are these? What are these? Are these?
Okay, I'm fast forwarding.
And then I had slut up here, but then I wrote future good to bail my dad out. That probably means that I just...
What's called?
Uncooked ragu sauce will cause diarrhea. Powders. Oh, because I'm a retard, that I was doing a good job. So thank you, Lord. Thank you, Father. I appreciate it. Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Bye.
Okay. All right. That's the end of that.